So triathlon is made up out of 3 disciplines: swim, bike and run. And for the juniors, the distances vary over their age groups. From a wellbeing point of view, it's absolutely brilliant because particularly for the juniors, they're pushing themselves so they're achieving that little bit further all the time. So from a mental health point of view, they're getting the adrenaline going, they're getting that physical activity. And from a grassroots club like Bicester Tri, you know, it doesn't matter whether you turn up with a basket on your bike. It doesn't matter if you just have different things and you don't have the whizzy things. It's about being part of the club and actually having that opportunity to exercise regularly. It's really interesting with the juniors, and the time that I've been coaching with the club is that they often, you see the ones that come through and are really hungry for success. You tend to see with boys that they rush everything a lot more, so they don't want to learn the technique, they just want to be fast. With the girls, they sometimes hang back, but are quite often better swimmers earlier on, and then the boys catch up. Boys particularly don't like doing kick. And you know, there's an argument with triathlon that many won't like doing kick, particularly the adults. You don't need to kick when you swim as long as you use your arms. But I think generally with the children, they just come and love the variety. I think that's what perhaps keeps them more involved in the sport. And it's a lovely, welcoming club. That, you know, we welcome all abilities and we adapt to all abilities. It's not about just bringing, you know, the performance athletes through. It's about encouraging everybody to be part of it. So I've done Blenheim probably in double figures, but not for a long time. I decided to do Blenheim Triathlon after, I think it was my first or my second marathon, and decided that actually it would be easier to train for 3 different disciplines rather than 1. And I couldn't have got that more wrong. And then I took the boys. Thomas, I think it was old enough to see me compete at one of them and really liked the bikes. And said, oh, you know, I'd really like to have a go at that. And that was really where the idea came from. And the club had only started in the February of that year, and we joined in the August. And I think from that, you know, those parents showing an example that they can do it, even though I couldn't mount or dismount and I was swimming at breaststroke, they could then see that that was something that they could get involved in too. So it was fantastic. And from that, when the boys then joined the club, I then started doing the parent helper side of things, then went on to do my level 1 coaching. And then from that, I then decided that I liked the swimming side. So I then thought, right, I'm going to become a swimming teacher. So I did my level 1 and did that and concentrated on swim teaching as well as coaching. And then COVID unfortunately got in the way, and then last year I completed my level 2 swim teaching. So from that, I mean, that's what makes me tick from a triathlon point of view. Focus, attitude towards success and failure, how to deal with it, what are the takeaways from a race, whether it would be good, bad, or an improvement. Focusing on nutrition. And I think relating it back to when we were younger ourselves, you know, we didn't have the access to the information that they have. So, you know, they study things on YouTube. If I film them, they will study what they did and how they looked and how their foot placement is. So I think the benefit from that is that they're learning all the time. And their discipline, you know, for the 5-10 alarm clock and you know, going out and having to do their required amounts of training each week that are on training peaks is phenomenal. And I think that just gives them good stead in life later on because they've got that focus, determination and commitment.